Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is take 3 between camera problems and the dogs. So I hadn't done a lot of filming, or any maybe, with whiskey since before bear bait season, so I thought it'd be fun to do an update. Just kind of fill you in on how different training and stuff is going. So I did start her on shed training before, I think it was before bear baiting started, and so she picked up on that pretty quickly. I got some small moose antlers off my brother, and then I had some deer sheds kicking around. One of them actually June bug found. It was the only one that she ever found and brought to me. I never trained her on shed hunting. We were outside and it was there's snow on the ground. I don't remember when it was, but there's snow on the ground, and she went down in the woods behind the barn and came back and she had a shed. So I thought it was pretty fitting to start whiskey with that shed. So we just started out playing some games, and I had a smaller antler kicking around, and I sawed one of the tines off that and just gave it to her for a chew toy so she can get used to it, and she loved it. And then I've been using this dog bone antler scent, Jimmy Moore's. Got that on Amazon, I think. So I just took that, rubbed it on the antlers, and just started out pretty basic. First I was just letting her play with them, introducing them as something fun, and then I'd scatter them on the kitchen floor, made it really super easy. And she wasn't long figuring out if she goes and gets it and brings it back to me, I'll give her a treat. Excuse me. And the command that I gave her for that was Geweih, which is in German, means antler. So we just started out that way, and gradually I just would make it harder. Put them, you know, not right out in the open, but I'd tuck them around a corner or under the bed or something, and a little bit further apart, made it harder and harder for her to find them. And she's been doing pretty good on that. And I started her on finding them outside. So far just in the field. I put her in a kennel here at the house and then go out so she couldn't see me, and I just scatter them around and bring her out, and then I'd tell her the word. She's laying right at my feet, and she'd find them, just nose right to the ground and bring it back to me. It's just hilarious. I love watching that. It's like she's out there, you know, and she's kind of doo-doo-doo all over the place and excited and wants to play with her ball and everything. And as soon as I say goodbye, her ears just stood up. As soon as I say that, it's like a switch flips, and she just goes right in tracking mode and sniffs around and goes and finds it. I just love watching that. I love just watching the wheels turning, you know. That's so cool. I always got a kick out of that, and like watching the working canines and stuff. It's pretty awesome. So that's been our fun little game, and she does love that ball on the rope that I got from Ray Allen. So I have 2 of them. I got a backup now, so she loves that. Oh, let's see. Then I think it was, I want to say it was back in September-ish sometime. I don't exactly remember when. She got a fish hook in her paw. So somehow a box of fishing lures got upset in the barn, and she came to the door because I had let the dogs out before closing things up for the night. And she came back to the door and she had a lure in her paw. And she wasn't whining or freaking out, but she was, you know, hurting, obviously. So she come inside, I cut the lure off, and it was a treble hook. So then she kept trying to bite it, and I was afraid she was going to hook herself in the face. So I cut the other 2 hooks off of it. And it was right on the edge of one of her toes where it went in. And I seriously thought about just pushing it all the way through. But then of course I had 3 kids. Their heads all right in there. What's going on, Mom? What's going on? There's like blood everywhere, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So at that time she was 64 pounds. I know she's got to be over 70 by now. So it was going to be pretty much impossible to pin her down myself and take the hook out at the same time. 3 kids right in the way, and plus I wasn't sure how she would react. I mean, she was squirming and wiggling around a lot. She wasn't howling or anything, but so I wasn't sure if she'd bite or what would take place. So like I said, this was at night, so I had to cut those other 2 hooks off, and she curled right up in bed, and I took her out to the vet's first thing in the morning. And it's funny because when I texted Joe that night, I'm like, she's got a fish hook in her paw. I said, I gotta take her out in the morning. It's probably be $200. And so next morning I took her out, they sedated her, and went and picked her up, and the bill was like $198 or something. I was like, gosh, I was right on. But looking back, I'm glad that I decided to go that route, because if I had pushed it all the way through, she would have been traumatized, and clipping her nails afterwards would probably be a huge deal. It already was, took a little while, a couple weeks, because usually I clip her nails about every week or 2, depending on what they look like. So, you know, first couple times I took those nail clippers out. After that, she was pretty leery, because obviously to her, nail clippers and pliers, you know, same thing. So it just took some time to get her settled down with it a little bit, and realize it's not the same thing. But she did good, so she's fine with that now. She doesn't bother when I clip her nails. She's good with it. I started training her to like do that guard between the legs thing. So which now I'm 5'1". If she gets any bigger, I'm gonna need a saddle. And just earlier, when I was making a cup of coffee, she came right up behind me. She practically ghosted me. She come right up underneath, and she does that for attention now. She'll go right between my legs and look up at me. Just because she's like, oh, well, that means I could get a treat, right? So she did that to me earlier just as I was getting ready to take a drink. That was funny. But no, she's been doing good with that. So I ordered her a new collar. She's just wearing a nylon. I'm not sure what width-wise it is. I just got it at the pet shop. But I ordered her one from Tactipop. So it's a rugged collar. And I ordered it back in November, and it said 2 to 4 week lead time, which I didn't realize that at the time. Which, that's fine. I'm in no hurry. But, it's supposed to come this week, so it's going to have her name and a flag, the American flag on it. And so it's supposed to come this week, so I'm just going to save it and tuck it in her stocking for Christmas. But just it's 1.5 inches, so it's a little wider and sturdier. Plus it's cute, got her name on it. I wanted to tell you, this stuff that I sprayed on her after her bath, Cowboy Magic. From the time I was about 8 to 14 or 15, I used to go to the stables pretty much every week. I almost lived there, it seemed like sometimes. Anyway, one year, I think I was 11, and we were getting the horses all dolled up for a Independence Day parade, and you know, you just make them all shiny and pretty, except you don't spray that where you put the saddle, because it's really slick. So her coat is naturally shiny anyway, and I don't use this every time that I give her a bath, but I find that it actually helps get the burdocks out. So if you've got dogs that get into burdocks a lot, give this a try. Just makes your coat nice and slick and shiny, and they pull out a lot easier. I wish I'd thought of that when I had Junebug. She was forever getting in the burdocks. That thing, she'd come out just looking like a porcupine, for crying out loud. Oh man. Well, if we get any snow, I'm looking forward to doing some winter bushcraft with her. I've never taken her on a bushcraft trip, and I have not been bushcrafting since March, so it's been 9 months. since I've done any bushcrafting. I'm like going crazy. I wish we had some snow. I know probably some of you guys are like, no snow, but hey, if it's gonna be cold, you might as well have something to do. Go out snowshoeing. Kids want to build snowmen. We were supposed to get like a bunch of snow this winter, and I haven't seen it yet, but more rain. Rain. Oh, so also as far as training in general, she used to like freak out in the truck a lot whenever she'd see people, cars, dogs, and that sort of thing. She's now to the point where she'll, you know, she loves going for rides. She loves riding with me. So I'll take her out, and she doesn't react to people and vehicles much anymore. But dogs, definitely. She's reactive to dogs, and that's getting a little better. She used to go completely ballistic and lose her stuff whenever she'd see another dog, which I'm not sure why. I don't know if it's because when I brought her home, Mildred pretty much wanted to kill her, because Mildred, she'd never seen any other dogs except for her, Junebug obviously, and her, the litter where she came from, because we, didn't take her out places and stuff. Just a little hunt and hound. So I'm not sure if that comes from that or just from, because a lot of German Shepherds are dog reactive. But we're working on it, and she's getting better at it. I would like to take her out to town more, maybe take her through, Home Depot, Lowe's, and stuff like that. Some more like I did when she was little. Just work on her with that. Because I'd like to be able to take her anywhere and do anything with her without having to worry about her causing trouble, so. Like if we go down to the lake and there's another dog there or something. I don't want that to be an issue, obviously. But she did good. Actually, last week, when I got groceries, I took her, and it was like her first town trip. As far as like, me going in and getting groceries and stuff, because I don't have, the AC in the truck doesn't work, so I didn't do that over the summer because it would have been too hot. But now the temperature was just right, so it wasn't freezing cold and it wasn't too hot, so first, I just started out with little things back along. I'd take her places, I'd just go in and pay for gas and come right back out. Well, this is the first time I would go in, shop, and come back out, and I was kind of afraid she was going to eat the inside of my pickup and rip up all the upholstery, but she didn't. She sat right there. She didn't whine and cry when I left. I would just tell her, give her the stay command, and she'd sit right in there, and she'd just be sitting there watching me when I come back out. So she did really well with that, and I was pretty pleased. Actually my brother, Joseph, when I was in the grocery store, he came strolling down one of the aisles, and he goes, "Whiskey!" And I said, "Yeah, actually she's out in the truck." He says, "I know, I sent you a picture." Well, my phone was on silent, so anyway, look, he parked right next to my truck, and she was just sitting in the driver's seat, and I said, "Well, did she whine at all?" "Nope, she was good. She just sniffed at the door, because, she knew me." But, so that was good. I was glad to hear that she wasn't causing a scene and freaking out, because Junebug was that way. She loved to ride, but boys, if I had to leave her and just run in and pay for gas and come back out, she'd lose her stuff. So I'm not sure, I don't know what I did wrong back then, but so she's good with that. That's coming along. At nighttime, she sleeps in her bed, and I'm wondering, I don't know if it's because I crate trained her at night or what, but she sleeps in her bed, and then like early in the morning sometimes she'll come up and get in bed with me. But she likes her space. She likes to sprawl. She follows me everywhere, just like Velcro, right behind pocket all the time. They like let me show you. They like those bully sticks. I get them for for them once in a while, but they're expensive. So if you get like the 6-inch or the 12-inch bully sticks, they can be like $12 a piece, especially if they're the braided ones. So yeah, it's kind of outrageous. So what I've been doing, which is kind of sad, that you can buy hamburger cheaper than you can buy. I could buy a whole family pack of hamburger for $2 more than it costs for one bully stick. So we've just been using these Kongs. This one's Mildred's. Whiskey has the bigger black ones. The black ones are tougher for chewers, which actually Mildred, she's quite the chewer. She's the one that runs around and chews everything up. Whiskey's pretty good that way. She chewed up a pair of my sunglasses. And I honestly can't think of anything else that she chewed and destroyed. I mean, if she's walking around with a slipper or something, I'll just tell her phooey and take it, and she doesn't, phooey means yuck in German. Yeah, she won't mess with it. So anyway, we have a few of these for each of them, and like I said, Whiskey's, she's got the bigger ones because she's got a big mouth now. I just put some kibble in there, some hamburg. Sometimes I put little pieces of liver or something in there, freeze it, and it keeps them busy for a while. A lot cheaper than buying bully sticks all the time. That's outrageous. Ugh. Yeah, so just excited to do some bushcrafting. Keep going with the shed training. I'm hoping to take her out and do some shed hunting and see how that goes. Like I said, I haven't done anything special. At first, when I was first reading about it, I actually bought a handbook, little booklet, which I thought was overpriced, but they was talking about, dunking stuff in this solution that kills the scent, wearing rubber gloves and all that stuff. And, maybe I am doing it wrong, but she seems to have picked up on it and knows that that's what I want her to go find. I just try to make sure that my hands don't smell like anything, like meat or, I wash my hands before I put that stuff on the antlers, and that's what she goes and finds. So she seems to know what she's going after. So yeah, well, I guess that's all the update I have for you. Thanks for hanging out, and I promise I have cooking videos coming up. So thanks for hanging out, and I will catch you on the next one. Oh man. Thanks. I love you. Shoot. Crack me up.